Well, hello, PS51, and welcome back to DreamYard. As part of our ongoing story we're telling, remember, I'm Mr. Wizard and I'm running for president and I want your vote. Well, I have been calling all of the citizens of the magical realm to try to convince them to vote for me. I'm trying to find out their needs, and today I have a new citizen of the magical realm. Hello, can you tell me what your name is and what mystical creature are you?
Hello, Mr. Wizard. Hello, PS51. I am the Tooth Fairy.
I knew it. Well, I am trying to make the world a better place.
Mm.
And in order to do that, I'm trying to find out what people in the world needs, what they need. So can I interview you and ask you three questions? Let's make it two questions. Can I ask you two questions?
Sure.
Thank you. I want to write down your answers, and everyone, if you can write to some of these answers, think like if you were a tooth fairy. Now, these are going to be the tooth fairy's answers, but you can come up with your own. Think like a tooth fairy. What would your needs be? Well, let's find out what the tooth fairy's needs are. Okay, can you tell me what one of your needs are?
Sure. So, Mr. Wizard, I visit children in all kinds of communities, urban communities, suburban communities, rural communities. And after I visit them at night, I go back home to my home in the garden, in the forest. And I've been noticing that there's been a lot of changes in my community lately, a lot of pollution, and that really concerns me. So one of my areas of concern is what laws protect my environment, protect my suburban and rural areas where where I live and a lot of my friends and my family live. What are the environmental laws out there? Because I really want to know.
Yes, well, we have some environmental laws, but that is what the thing is. If you don't know them, if you do not know your rights or the laws, that means we need to have more information and more awareness about our laws. So I will have on my list, create more awareness about the laws and also make sure that these laws are good and serve your needs. And you want the laws to what? Protect the environment, um, we want less deforestation. So I'm going to write down two things. I'm going to awareness of laws, and more environmental laws, more laws to
Mhm.
protect our environment. Well, can you give me one more bonus one?
Sure. So I've heard that there are already laws out there to protect my environment, but I'm not sure what they are. So if there are laws out there, what are my basic rights as a citizen to make sure these laws are being enforced, that they're being followed? So also who makes sure that these laws are being enforced and who keeps everyone accountable so that my home is protected for years to come. So some enforcement and also some accountability.
Yes, enforcement and accountability when it comes to laws. I want to thank you for these great responses. As president, I do not create most of the laws. I am a person to try to enforce these laws or to find the right people and the right parts of the government in order to enforce it. Because obviously, as president, I cannot do everything. That's why you have lots of different parts of the government and branches and people to help you
Oh.
do all of these things. So I have to create different branches to maybe for environmental, maybe just a branch to do environmental concerns. And
Mm,
maybe another part of the government or can create certain laws that will enforce that, and then they'll come to me. But it's a long process to get a law created. And we have to first check with the laws that are already there and make sure that they're being enforced. And as president, I will certainly be checking out and making sure that these laws are on the book, that the citizens are aware of them, and that the people who are trying to do these laws are enforcing them, and also they are accountable. Could I possibly get you to consider to vote for me?
sure. It sounds
Yay!
good.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you, to Ferry. Now, as part of the part two, we're going to continue with an art activity, and we're going to draw a tooth fairy. So stay tuned for part two, and we'll see you then. Well, bye for now, PS51. Bye, Tooth Fairy.